spinning brakes on an endless plain. Boots are heavy, but I ride again. Leather reins creak in the rising sun. Another day of chasing what can't be won. Towns drift by like ghosts in the haze. I've been counting years instead of days. Every saloon echoes the same old song. A cowboy wandering, drifting along. Dust on the saddle, wind in my hair, miles of horizon, freedom everywhere. The road is my story, the trail is my guide. I'll keep on riding till the day I die. Fire smoke and a coyote's cry. Stars lay heavy in a midnight sky. I hum a tune on a broken guitar, singing to the heavens where the lost souls are. Letters I carried from a love long gone, faded and folded, words barely strong. Her memory lingers like a whispering breeze, haunting every canyon, every line of the trees. Dust on the saddle, wind in my hair, miles of horizon, freedom everywhere. The road is my story, the trail is my guide. I'll keep on riding till the day I die. Maybe I'll find peace where the river's been. Maybe this long trail never ends. Every hoofbeat writes a verse in the sand. Every sunset slips right through my hands. Old songs linger in a barroom door, voices of the drifters who came before. Their shadows ride with me across the land. Brothers of the saddle, ghosts hand in hand. Dust on the saddle, wind in my hair, miles of horizon, freedom everywhere. The road is my story, the trail is my guide. I'll keep on riding till the day I die. Dust on the saddle, fire in my soul, chasing the horizon I can't control. No grave can bind me, no chains to tie. I'll be riding forever in the western sky. Sunrise paints the canyon walls, boots hit the trail as the morning calls. Saddle creaks under a weary frame, riding ever onward with no one to blame. The prairie winds sing a lonesome tune, Coyotes cry beneath the silver moon. Every mile carries stories untold, carved in the silence, rugged and bold. On the last cowboy ride, through the dust and the flame, carrying the weight of an untamed name. The horizon's wide and the stars are my guide. I'm a drifter forever on the last cowboy ride. Towns fade away like shadows at dawn. Memories linger but the moment's gone. I've traded my laughter for the songs I sing. Each chorus a burden, each note a wing. Letters from a lover lie torn in my pack. The ink is faded but it pulls me back. Her voice still whispers through the desert air, a ghost I'm chasing, though she's never there. On the last cowboy ride, through the dust and the flame, carrying the weight of an untamed name. The horizon's wide and the stars are my guide. I'm a drifter forever on the last cowboy ride. I was born for the wind and sky, never meant to settle, never meant goodbye. Every campfire burns like a fleeting friend. Every trail I follow only bends again. The herd is gone but the spirit remains. Stories of the West still flow in my veins. I'll keep on riding till the day I fall, answering forever that endless call. On the last cowboy ride, through the dust and the flame, carrying the weight of an untamed name. The horizon's wide and the stars are my guide. I'm a drifter forever on the last cowboy ride. On the last cowboy ride, my soul won't hide. I'll fade with the thunder where the wild winds glide. No stone, no chain, just the desert wide. I'll be riding forever on the last cowboy ride. Boots on the stirrups at the break of dawn. Another lonesome rider keeps moving on. Dust in the canyon, wind in my hair. Freedom's a burden that I'll always bear. Old guitar hanging by a weathered strap. Played 1,000 songs round the fire's laugh. Every town I've passed fades into the rain, but the road keeps calling out my name. Echoes on the open plain, calling me home again. The trail is long, the nights are cold, but a cowboy's heart won't be controlled. Through the fire, through the rain, I ride with echoes on the open plain. Letters from a sweetheart tucked in my vest. Words I've memorized but never confessed. Her shadow lingers where the sagebrush grows, and the farther I ride, the less she knows. Silver stars shimmer where the sky turns black. Every mile forward I don't look back. Stories of the West are carved in stone, but a cowboy's fate is to ride alone. Echoes on the open plain, calling me home again. The trail is long, the nights are cold, but a cowboy's heart won't be controlled. Through the fire, through the rain, I ride with echoes on the open plain. Maybe one day I'll lay these reins down, trade my saddle life for a quiet town. But the thunder of hooves keeps pulling me near, and the call of the wild is all I hear. Campfire smoke drifts into the sky, coyote howls where the rivers lie. Each dawn brings another chance to roam. Though I carry no map, the trail is home. Echoes on the open plain, calling me home again. The trail is long, the nights are cold, but a cowboy's heart won't be controlled. Through the fire, through the rain, I ride with echoes on the open plain. West wind whispers my name, know I'll be riding just the same, forever bound to the wide domain, chasing echoes on the open plain. Sunrise breaks on the painted stone. I tighten the reins, keep riding alone. Boots are warm, but the trail goes on. Another endless mile till the night is gone. Dust clouds follow where the hoofbeats fall. Empty horizon, I've answered the call. Canyons echo with a song so true. Every shadow whispers what I once knew. On the trail of the lonesome wind, I ride where the wild begins. Through the fire, through the rain, through the joy and through the pain. No home, no chains to bind, just the trail of the lonesome wind. silver stars in a midnight sky. I hum a tune 'neath the cottonwood trees, carried on the night by the prairie breeze. I've loved and I've lost, but I still remain. Every broken promise carved deep like a brand. Yet freedom's a hunger I can't put aside. So I sat on my sorrow and I let it ride. On the trail of the lonesome wind, I ride where the wild begins. Through the fire, through the rain, through the joy and through the pain. No home, no chains to bind, just the trail of the lonesome wind. Maybe someday I'll lay my hat down, trade the Roman life for a quiet town. But the thunder of hooves keeps pulling me near, and the voice of the wild is all I hear. Morning comes with the sun's red flame. Every mile behind me feels the same. Still I wander, still I roam, for the trail of the wind is my only home. On the trail of the lonesome wind, I ride where the wild begins. Through the fire, through the rain, through the joy and through the pain. No home, no chains to bind, just the trail of the lonesome wind. On the trail of the lonesome wind, I ride till the very end. When the stars fall, when the night grows thin, I'll be gone with the lonesome wind. As sunrise paints the mountains in a golden haze, I saddle up my horse and I leave yesterday. Dust swirls in the morning, the sky wide and clear. A lone cowboy shadow is the only thing near. Rivers run like silver through the canyon deep. Memories of heartache are the company I keep. Wind whispers secrets only outlaws know, on this endless trail where the wild grasses grow. Whiskey in the open plains, freedom rides where the wild wind rains. Every mile I wander, every road I roam, the prairie's my home and the trail's my own. Campfire flickers in the cold night air. Coyotes howl is a song I can share. The leather creaks and my horse snorts low. The stars tell stories only cowboys know. I've chased the horizon, I've chased my fate, through storm and sun, and hate. Each town I pass fades like dust in the wind, but the song of the plains is where I begin. Whiskey and the open plains, freedom rides where the wild wind rains. Every mile I wander, every road I roam, the prairie's my home, and the trail's my own. Maybe someday I'll hang my hat, rest my boots where the rivers chat, but the call of the canyon, the ridge, the bend keeps me moving where the earth won't end. Sunset bleeds in red across the sky. I tip my hat and I let out a sigh. The ghost of cowboys ride along my trail. With every hoofbeat, they tell their tale. Morning comes with the rooster's crow, another day to ride where the free winds blow. The prairie stretches forever, calling my name, and I answer it daily in the cowboy game. Whiskey and the open plains, freedom rides where the wild wind rains. Every mile I wander, every road I roam, the prairie's my home, and the trail's my own. So here's to the sunset, the night, the dawn, to the trails I've traveled and the times I've gone. With whiskey in hand and my horse by my side, I ride forever where the wild plains ride. Morning breaks across the canyon high, golden light spills from the endless sky. My boots sink deep in the dry red sand, a lonesome rider with reins in hand. The wind it whispers through the sagebrush tall, carrying memories of those who rode before. Every hoofbeat echoes like a fading drum. I chase the horizon where the wild winds hum. Riders of the sunset trail, through stormy nights and the desert pale, with a song in our hearts and the stars as our guide, we keep riding on with the prairie wide. Campfire smoke curls under the moon's soft glow, coyote shadows dancing on the plateau. stories of heartache and stories of gold, tales of the cowboys, brave and bold. The towns fade behind, just dust in the breeze. I carry my freedom like a promise to keep. Through rivers and canyons, over mountains high, my spirit rides on beneath the endless sky. Riders of the sunset trail, through stormy nights and the desert pale, with a song in our hearts and the stars as our guide, we keep riding on with the prairie wide. Maybe one day I'll rest my weary bones, find a quiet valley far from the stones. But the horizon calls me wild and free, and the sunset trail's the place I'm meant to be. Morning dew sparkles as the horses run. The world awakens with the rising sun. Every mile traveled writes a story untold of freedom and courage, of the brave and bold. Even when shadows of doubt draw near, I ride on onward, no time for fear. The mountains, the plains, the rivers, the sky, all speak to a cowboy who'll never say die. Riders of the sunset trail, through stormy nights and the desert pale, and the stars as our guide, we keep riding on with the prairie wide. So lift your glass to the trails we roam, to the open sky, to the cowboy's home. With a whistle and a song and the wind in our hair, we're riders of the sunset, forever out there. The sun breaks slow over dusty plains. I tighten my saddle, pull the reins. Wind in my hair and a trail ahead, a lonesome rider with no home to wed. Cattle bells echo through canyon walls. I hear the whispers of old ghost calls. The horizon stretches like an endless dream. The river runs silver, the stars softly gleam. I'm a lone rider chasing the sky, through the mountains, the rivers, the deserts dry. With my heart in my hand and the road at my feet, I ride through the storm and I ride through the heat. Campfires flicker when the night comes near. Coyotes howls tell stories I hear. Every mile I travel leaves a mark behind, a trail of memories etched in my mind. Letters from home I've never sent, dreams of a life that's long been spent. But a cowboy keeps moving, never looks back, riding the valleys and the mountains track. I'm a lone rider, chasing the sky, through the mountains, the rivers, the deserts dry. With my heart in my hand and the road at my feet, I ride through the storm and I ride through the heat. Maybe someday I'll find a place to stay, where the prairie blooms and the children play. But until that day, I'll wander free, with the wind as my guide and the horizon in me. Sunset burns red over mazes high, I tip my hat to the fading sky. The ghosts of cowboys ride with me still, their courage and freedom give me the will. Morning dew sparkles on the sage and stone, I ride alone, yet I'm not alone. Every mile tells a story, every canyon sings of the life I've chosen, the joy it brings. I'm a lone rider, chasing the sky, through the mountains, the rivers, the deserts dry. With my heart in my hand and a road at my feet, I ride through the storm and I ride through the heat. So if you hear the wind whistle through the plains, it's the sound of a cowboy unbroken by chains, with a song in his heart and his spirit unbound. Here he rides forever, where the freedom is found. The sun beats down on the open plain, I ride alone through the wind and rain. Boots on the stirrup, reins in my hand, chasing a freedom I barely understand. Canyons whisper secrets of the past, ghosts of cowboys, their stories last. Every mile I travel, the horizon bends, with dust at my heels and no one to defend. Through dust and echoes, I ride my trail, through blazing sun and the midnight pale, with the stars above and the wind in my face. I'm a lone rider in this endless space. Campfire flickers under velvet skies, Coyote howls are my lullabies. The river runs silver, the mountains stand tall. Every sunset paints a story on the canyon wall. Letters I carry, unopened and warm, dreams of a life that's forever torn. But the cowboy's path is to roam and stray through the open plains. I make my way through dust and echoes. I ride my trail through blazing sun and the midnight pale, with the stars above and the wind in my face. I'm a lone rider in this endless space. Maybe one day I'll lay down my head, rest my weary body in a quiet bed. But the call of the wild is strong and deep. I'm a rider of the plains, my soul to keep. Morning dew sparkles on the sagebrush green. I chase the horizon where I've always been. Every canyon and ridge tells a tale of courage, of freedom, and the dusty trail. The wind, it carries memories of old, stories of silver, of love, of gold. Through valleys and rivers I ride with pride, with the prairie open wide by my side. Through dust and echoes I ride my trail, through blazing sun and the midnight pale, with the stars above and the wind in my face. I'm a lone rider in this endless space. So listen close when the night winds call. It's the echo of a cowboy who's seen it all, with a song in his heart and freedom in his stride. He rides forever with the plains as his guide. The horizon burns with a copper glow. I saddle my horse where the tall grass grows. Wind in my hair, dust on my boots. The trail is my home and the plains are my roots. Campfires flicker as night creeps near. Coyote songs are the songs I hear. The mountains rise like shadows tall, and I ride with freedom, answering the call. On the trail of the midnight sun, I ride where the river and canyon run, with the stars above and the wind in my face. I'm a cowboy drifting through time and space. hopes of a life I'll never mourn. Each mile I ride tells a story untold of a lonesome rider, brave and bold. Through valleys deep and ridges high, through stormy clouds and the endless sky, I follow the echoes of horses past and ride the trail that was made to last. On the trail of the midnight sun, I ride where the river and canyon run, with the stars above and the wind in my face. I'm a cowboy drifting through time and space. Maybe someday I'll find a place to stay where the prairie blooms and the children play, but until that day comes I'll roam and ride, with the mountains and rivers as my guide. Sunset spills fire across the plains, I tip my hat to the gold red stains. The ghosts of cowboys ride along my track, with every hoofbeat they've got my back. Morning dew sparkles on the canyon floor, I ride with freedom I can't ignore. Every ridge and river, every plain so wide, carries the spirit of the cowboy's pride. On the trail of the midnight sun, I ride where the river and canyon run, with the stars above and the wind in my face. I'm a cowboy drifting through time and space. So when the winds whisper through the tall grass sway, no rider has passed that way. With a song in his heart and his spirit free, he rides forever where the earth meets the sea. Sunrise paints the mesas in a golden hue. I saddle up my horse and ride on through dusty trails and tumbleweeds all around. The only sound is the hoofbeats on the ground. The wind carries stories from the mountains high, of cowboys who rode under the same white sky. Campfires flicker where the night meets the land, a lonesome rider with reins in his hand. Where the prairie meets the sky, I'll keep riding until I die, with the wind as my guide and the sun on my face. I'm a cowboy born for the endless space. Coyote howls echo across the plain. The river sparkles after the summer rain. Letters from home lie unopened and worn, dreams of a life I'll never mourn. Every canyon and ridge tells a tale untold, a freedom and courage of cowboys bold. Through storms and sunsets, through fire and rain, I ride the trail again and again. Where the prairie meets the sky, I'll keep riding until I die. With the wind as my guide and the sun on my face, I'm a cowboy born for the endless space. Maybe someday I'll find a place to rest, a quiet valley far from the west. But the trail keeps calling wide and free. The prairie belongs to a cowboy like me. Morning dew sparkles on the sagebrush green. I ride the ridge where the earth has been. The horizon stretches forever and wide, and I feel the freedom I can't hide. Even when shadows fall over the plain, I keep moving forward again and again. The ghosts of cowboys ride with me still. Their courage and wisdom give me the will. Where the prairie meets the sky, I'll keep riding until I die. With the wind as my guide and the sun on my face, I'm a cowboy born for the endless space. So when the winds whisper through the tall grass sway, know a rider has passed that way. With a song in his heart and a spirit free, I ride forever where the prairie meets the sea.